What is going on, guys? Today we're going to be looking at the best players under 500,000 coins. To start things off, we're looking at Stoichkov. Again, not necessarily everybody's cup of tea, and I would have 100% recommended to go for the World Cup version when he was out. But obviously, we can't really cry about loose ends here. Stoichkov's still a very good player that, to be honest, is overlooked, and I don't imagine a lot of people buy him when you don't just get him out of an icon SBC. Can be left wing, left mid, or striker. I do like him as a left wing, even though he can be beneficial as a striker as well. Left footed at 5'10 with a power free kick trait. He obviously has a little bit of free kick accuracy, but again, there is quite a few other players that have got better free kicks, which is not nearly the most important stats for him. In terms of what I like about him, if we look at all the attacking stats that are relevant, plus a few irrelevant ones, pace 1 is fantastic, great 90 base, great shooting, the finishing's always high for him, his passing is an extra bonus on top of him, obviously adding towards his left wing nature, and obviously adding a bit more crossing to his factor. Great composure, dribbling's nice, aggression's good, we've got a good amount of strength as well from him. He just naturally falls into a very well-rounded attacker for me, and the higher version you can get with him, the better. Obviously, with the World Cup version of the SBC, he did have a 4-star, which is always more beneficial. But again, we can't get that unless it is re-released. But he is the first player that I definitely recommend as under 500k. Also, this will go between 250k and 500k. If you want to check out anybody under 250, we'll check out a video at the end to loop it round. Next one, we're going to go with Van der Sar. Now, I don't normally issue to go buy a keeper because realistically, for me, an untradeable keeper, as long as he is a high rated, he's one of the main guys that you see naturally in every single game mode. We're talking Alisson, Ederson, we're talking Courtois. Are you tired of using players like this? I would much rather have teams more like this. Then I recommend going over to skycoach.gg for all of your coaching and coins needs. They are cheap, fast and reliable, but at the checkout make sure you are using code JT11 for a discount on your orders. Back to the video. I think they all add a certain value and it all depends on who you want personally. There might be a keeper you actually want or just in general have been stuck with for the longest time you know. But if you are looking to potentially purchase a keeper, I would say Van der Sar is a very, very good shout. I've personally been using his Team of the Year icon for quite some time now, and he has not let me down. And what I've found with keepers, I've had Donnarumma in form, I've had multiple versions of Casillas from his base, his mid, and his prime twice. And then also a World Cup version, but then also going for just generic goalkeepers and specials like not a Pickford, a Butland, or obviously a Pope. We've been through them all, and Van der Sar normally comes up trumps for me. So I know a lot of people do tend to go for the mid. He has been a favourite out of the kind of gates, but if you do want to just go for a Courtois and go for the cheaper option, that is always possible. And also I believe the Team of the Year icon keeper for Courtois is here as well. Mainly looking at the traits, that is the big thing when it comes to keepers for me. Other than that, it all depends on what you fancy from a keeper. If you've got every other position sorted, maybe the goalkeeper is the next one for you. But then we go on to an unbelievable player. If you've not tried him out, you've got to give Saka a go. A 4-star, he's left-footed on the right side, but also can be a left mid as well. Unfortunately, can't be that left wing, but in-game formations can sort that out an absolute treat. No traits on him as of yet, which again is a little bit mind-boggling from him. I feel like he's definitely in deserve of something, but this guy is so quick down the wing. If you like the wing play where it's just absolutely beat the fullbacks, this guy will do it. The acceleration is absolute key. Great amount of finishing on him with obviously then a chem style added. The dribbling, 90 across the board with 91 dribbling. You can't ask for better there. Absolutely oodles of stamina across him as well. He just is a very, very good player. If you are looking for that English Prem right mid, this is the one you want to go for. Saka is an absolute gem, and hopefully, I feel like I can probably say very confidently, if this is the start of Saka, the team of the season is going to be absolutely exquisite. And then we move on to an SBC. We've got a couple of SBCs in here, some that are still live, some unlike Cruz, is actually completely unavailable now. But I just wanted to add a quick mention. The upgrade from him, the 5-star, 5-star, brilliant. We've obviously got great stats across the board. Personally, I've gone with Shadow with mine, and as you can see, we're well equipped with what we've played with Cruz. 205 matches, and it takes icons to take him out, but a wonderful SBC if you did complete him. And then we go on to King Kenny. Absolutely brilliant. Any version of him is fantastic. We personally like the World Cup if we possibly can, but in general, this card is fantastic. He is just an absolute menace to deal with. 4-star, 5-star with a 5-8. We have got a few traits with him as well. Leadership, team player, flair, and outside of the foot. Always a fantastic striker whenever I've put him in the team. He has the pace. Obviously, if you go with a hunter with him, you just get bags of pace as well as a nice kind of upgrade onto that shooting. And alongside that, we have cracking dribbling and a good amount of stamina. He is just that pick up and play sort of striker that I absolutely adore. So if you do manage to get any version of Kenny, he's normally pretty good and will last you, I'd say, a good amount of time, probably until at least team in a season. Then I would probably be looking at upgrading him to his top version. But so far, he's going to be an absolute gem to get under 500k. Then we have Di Natale, and I was half and half whether to put this guy in, but I wanted to mention, like I do in most of the videos, I'd love to see an upgrade of him. We did last time in Captains, I want to say. It might have been Shapeshifter if my memory does serve me correct, but this guy definitely needs an upgrade now. We've personally got him out of the 500k pack we got during Team of the Year, and I haven't really gone on to use him at this point in the game, but prior to this, he's always been fantastic. A Serie A absolute legend. The stats don't lie to him. We've used him all of last year. We've used him at the start of this year, but we've kind of left him off now purely for the fact that Mbappe and Payet have been running an absolute mockery for me in that FUT Champs grind. But he has got everything. Great. He's got great traits on him. The pace is good. Finishing's fantastic. Passing is pretty good for a striker. And he's got great dribbling as well. For an 88 rated card, it's a very, very good shout. And I think he's coming in, I want to say, around about the 300k mark. Maybe even a little bit more. 374, so still a very, very good price for a player that's been out since the start of the game. And that's only going to be one thing and one thing only. The demand is still there for him. And then another SBC, again, we'll quickly go over it. Mahrez does have an 88, which is very similar if you haven't done this SBC. So if you wanted a Mahrez version of the card, he is a 5-star, 4-star, I think that is, left-footed. We've got great stats across the board. Again, very nice. Would say that if you haven't done this SBC, I'd definitely go and get Saka first, or even try the 88 Mahrez and compare him to obviously what Saka looks like with his Team of the Year honourable. But a brilliant SBC that had to have been completed, still in the main team at the moment, and still does very, very well. And a short preview on World Cup Blanc. Incredible. Absolutely love this guy. Everything about him is just absolutely fantastic. He's got great stats across the board. And again, I would always issue to go get his prime if you can afford it. But under 500k, a cracking centre-back if you wanted an icon, or at least a dynamic icon in your team. He just is a beautiful, beautiful centre-back when it comes to actually defending and getting the ball off players. And then we have Ben Yedder. Again, under 500k, this guy's an absolute gem. 4-star, 5-star, we know what Ben Yedder's like. The high-low work rates, 5-7. We've got traits upon traits with him. Obviously, outside, finesse, team player, leadership, flair, all the best ones you need. Obviously, that 5-star weak foot's going to come up in clutch. I believe he does potentially have a player of the month inbound as well. I know he's in the nominee votes, but whether he gets it will be the next question. And that will be an SBC that most definitely will be completed. But the card naturally doesn't necessarily have anything amazingly special over everybody else, but it's just his in-game. He just manages to do stuff that other people can't, and that is why we always love a team in a season. Ben Yedder linking with the Mbappe. Obviously, in the previous FIFAs, it has been that French link and Ligue 1 link for the Mbappe, but this year it doesn't necessarily matter, but there is still so many French special cards that are definitely featuring in a lot of people's teams. This guy is just an absolute gem to go with as well. Then we have Xabi Alonso, who I believe still is in an SBC. I will find that out just in case I'm incorrect there, but he is coming in at 469k, and you've got until the 28th of April. So much time to get him done, and he has been wonderful. Rivals and Champs has been the only two places. He plays in a box-to-box where he's more defensive, and yet he's still outscoring Zidane, which is infuriating at times, but I'm never going to complain at a CDM that's got 14 goal contributions in 50 matches. I can't argue with that. It's a great boost from him. Xabi Alonso's prime mid-base was never being used, and you know what my opinions are, if you are a returning viewer, what these Team of the Year icons and World Cup icons have done for some of the players that literally are just fodder icons. He's got great stats on him. Obviously, we've gone for the Shadow to boost that pace up to 88, as well as getting 90 plus defending. We've got Flair and Flair passes on him as well, which adds a little bit of spice to him, but a wonderful, wonderful Team of the Year if you want to do that icon SBC. And then finally, I think we've got Ribery as the 5-star, 5-star. Ribery's always been fantastic with that 5-5. 90 rated. If you've got his end of an era, absolutely brilliant, but he is well worth every penny. He can be cam, centre forward or striker. Again, I would like him on the left wing, but he most definitely can play down the centre if you are looking in a dual partnership. I think if you are on a solo striker, I don't think he's got quite the strength for that, especially when we're looking at a lot of Virgils, Maldini's is everywhere. I feel like he will get bullied off the ball a bit more if you aren't necessarily very trained in the 5-star skills and being able to do that. But left wing is an absolute gem position for him. He's cutting in, even if you wanted to go right wing, because, oh no, in fact, left wing, it's Robben who's left-footed. You obviously got the left wing 2 cutting on his right, but then also has that 5-star weak foot if you wanted to bring it in and pass it across as well. And that's going to be the list for me. Let me know down below if there's anybody else there that you think should be added between 500 and 250k. We will be doing, I think, 1 million coins next week, so stay tuned for that. Make sure you like and subscribe, and check on a video for the 250k and under. Like and subscribe.